Hi there, I'm Linden Thorp, and I'm here to talk to you on Lodestone Lunch. And Lodestone Lunch is really designed to help coaches, educators, and creators, and really anybody who is trying to inspire others, to coach others, and so on. And I'm an embodiment mentor, as you can see from my label. And so I help people to get back into their bodies, which may be a kind of huge effort because we've become disconnected from our bodies. Yeah, many of us live here in what I call the limited mind, this amazing tool. It's an amazing tool, and it can do so many things, and those things are very valid and needed, but it's not designed to live from, and it never was. And so that's what causes burnout. That's what causes unhappiness, imposter syndrome, because we're all the time calculating, comparing, etc. And life really isn't like that naturally. I've been living what I call a natural life for a long, long time. Now, that's partly because of my spiritual background. I'm a Buddhist. I've been a Buddhist all my life, really, but also because I am a body specialist. And so I work with the human body. I think the human body is remarkable. And we are so blessed to have this human body. So today, each week I try to choose a different theme. Last week we talked about communication on Lodestone Q&A, which is our Friday session. And this brought up many things. So I'd like to talk to you as coaches and educators and creators about communication. But first of all, let me share my screen. I'd like to show you a voiceless video. And I use these videos to set the mood or the scene because I want to be sure to include everybody. And not everybody can get meaning from speaking, get meaning from reading. Some people get more meaning from videos and from voiceless words. So let me share my screen and we'll set the scene so I can talk to you about communication. Here we go. Okay, so I hope that set the scene for you. Communication here and now. Yes. Now, everybody's crying out for presence, for authenticity. So what does here and now mean? Why do I use that phrase? Well, as my video said, here and now really is the only real time. Right now, right here. As soon as I speak, the words have vanished into the past. So being right here and right now is the only reality. And in our world, in our digital world, we are constantly being distracted away from here and now by thoughts of the past, thoughts of the future, worries, regrets, and just a kind of disembodied way of living, which means we don't live in the present moment. We squander it. And it is the only reality. Several decades ago, I lived with some Australian Aboriginals in the South Australian desert. And this is where I really learned to be here and now. No distraction. These tribes live with the earth, no screens, no phones, only various tools they create from the desert. They make themselves to fit their bodies and their hands, and that's all. And they spend all their time from sunrise to sunset moving around their lands. They are custodians of their lands, making sure all the species are thriving. Each of them has a totem, and they spend their lives, they dedicate their lives to that species to ensure it thrives, so that the chemistry of the earth can work properly. Every single species matters. It's the ecology of the earth. And so Australian Aboriginals in traditional life are the custodians of that ecology. And so they are always present. They sing a lot. They walk a lot. And all of these things make us really present. They feel their feet, bare feet in the red earth, and they sing, collect songs, and walk around the land celebrating the incredible beauty of nature. So they are able to be now and here, and we are not, mostly. We are distracted all the time. And yeah, this mind, what I call the limited mind, lives in its memories and in its imagination. But the body lives in presence. So there's already a big incongruity there between this and this. So the body is present, always present. Think about it, or rather don't think about it, feel it. The body is always present as long as we are alive. Think about the umpteen processes that are going on right now as you sit there listening to me or stand there listening to me. The blood flow from head to toe. The breath constantly there to support and sustain your life. The heart pumping away constantly. Various other systems, nervous system, several nervous systems, the endocrine system, The human body is remarkable in the way it has evolved, and it's constantly present. It's there, but we leave it, we abandon it, and prefer to spend our time here. Of course, in today's life, we do need these skills that the limited mind can so beautifully provide for us. And it is a remarkable set of tools. But it's not life. It's not your life. Your life is here and now with this remarkable body on this remarkable planet. The planet of abundance, the green, the emerald planet. As far as we know, there is no planet that is as abundant as planet Earth. And that's how our species has evolved so incredibly, 100% evolved. Because of the abundance. And that abundance fills us. We are abundant, except this distracts us from that. It persuades us that we are not enough. It persuades us that we never have enough money, that everything is scarce, and that to get any money and to get anything in life, you have to put incredible effort into it. And you even have to sell your soul and work for an hourly rate for someone else. Yeah, this persuades us of all sorts of things which are simply not true. The body is here and now. The body tells the truth. It's the truth. Yeah. And communication is our strongest point. We are master communicators potentially. Did you know that the head and face have over 10,000 different orientations and expressions? Over 10,000. We are master communicators, if we only realized it. We are superior to all animals because we communicate so beautifully with language and action. There are so many things we can do with our skills, with our digits, with our evolved body. So many skills that animals don't have. We are remarkable, and we are remarkable communicators, master communicators. Yeah. I live in Japan, and here communication is rather different to anywhere else in the world. Here people read the air, and they are very self-contained. They don't hug, they don't express their emotions very well or very often. And so they are communicating in a very different way, in a silent way, in an inscrutable way, but it's communication. And we can see that in our bodies and in their bodies. Yeah. Learning to communicate here in Japan for me has been an incredible experience. And now I understand. I understand all the formulaic gestures, the formulaic speech, the reluctant way to acknowledge the self, the ego. Yeah. There are many interesting things about Japanese communication, but it doesn't take away from the fact that we all human beings are master communicators. We can use so many facets of our bodies to communicate. For the last 20 years in Japan, I've been teaching communication skills global communication skills, mostly to Japanese, but some foreigners too here. And it's remarkable when we look at non-verbal communication. And in fact, a lot of research has been done on non-verbal communication, and results show that as little as 7% of any communication or any utterance is about meaning and words. The rest, maybe 90%, maybe more, is non-verbal. That's eye contact, facial expression, orientation of the head, body language, voice tone, voice register, proximity, the closeness to the person you're communicating to or with. So many facets of our communication skills are invisible. Of course, other people can see them, but they're invisible to us. And most communications do not really rely on words and their meaning. Words are symbols. Words are mere symbols. If we use them skillfully, there's a good chance people will understand us, but there are equally few chances that they will. And so those symbols, beneath them, are all the non-verbal aspects of you as a person. Your ability to be present is largely about your non-verbal skills. Your expression, your way of listening, your way of presenting your body, the use of your hands, the use of your eyes. All of these things merge together to make the overall utterance or communication. And so we have this amazing situation where two completely different people can say the same words, but the meaning and the impact is completely different. It's remarkable. And our presence when we are communicating is vital for the non-verbal aspects. And it is those non-verbal aspects that are transmitted much more strongly than the verbal. Yeah, the tone of your voice. Is your voice resonating in your chest? And all of these non-verbal things show your sincerity, your motivation. And the body is listening to you register those long before they register the words that you say, long before. The body is the first to receive any communication. This, the limited mind, is the last. And yet, we live in our limited minds. And so it's my mission and my job to show people how to communicate and how to live from their bodies. A little more about the limited mind and the illusion of communication. And I'm hearing a lot of people talking about this at the moment. As my video showed, most people speak in a public situation, in a meeting or in a presentation or whatever it is, from the head. Yeah, and that is the limited mind. Analytical, explanatory, persuasive. These are all the things that the limited mind is very good at. But when this mind speaks alone, it's hollow. It doesn't get through because it's not sincere, and it's not embedded in the body and the spirit, the human spirit, and the unlimited mind. So right now, I am talking to you from my unlimited mind. My voice is resonating in my chest. I'm using my eyes, my hands to put across my points. I'm using my whole body, and speaking is an activity that uses the entire body, from the tips of the toes to the crown of the head, if you're truly present. So, in Japan, I've been teaching people how to do this for the last 20 years because of the culture here. Communicating in a meaningful way is not very common. No. People communicate from the head, from a facade. They wear a mask quite often. Yeah. So having taught nonverbal communication skills to foreigners for many years, actually, I feel I've served a great need. Of course, each culture has its own gestures, its own way of expression, but if we're going to be a global community that really communicates well, then we all have to learn each other's ways of communicating, and we all have to learn how to be truly sincere when we communicate. The breath is so important. I watch a lot of people presenting and talking in public, and they're breathing from here. Their breath is not coming from their body. It's coming from the throat often. And so their voices are disembodied and their bodies are totally left out of the picture. So the breath is so important because it's the breath that anchors us in here and now. I do a lot of meditation work, and most of it uses the breath to anchor us into reality. Reality is here and now. We don't need any symbols when we are here and now, as I mentioned earlier. And the breath is here and now, utterly. If you're consciously breathing, then you are here and now. Try it. Take an in-breath. You can't do that when you're distracted. Let out that breath. You can't do that when you're distracted. Watch any movie and you'll see a very common gesture before somebody does something difficult. They will take breaths. They will go. They'll prepare by taking deep breaths. That brings them to consciousness. The breath is here and now. It is your best possible anchor. So if you're speaking in public or to a group, or if you have something very important to say to someone, the best thing you can do is allow your voice to resonate in your chest, and don't start to speak until it is, and stay with your breath. Stay conscious of your breath the whole time. That will anchor you to here and now. And when you speak from this limited mind aloud and alone, okay, I'm not talking about inner speech, that's another subject, but when you're actually enunciating out loud and you're speaking from this mind alone, then the sound fractures. you can hear it. It's thin, strained, uncertain. Yeah. So if you want to be authentic, you have to train yourself to speak from the body, from the diaphragm, from the gut, from the soles of your feet. And then the other bodies listening to you will pick up everything from your performance because you're present, because you're authentic. When I'm listening to people talk, I'm not really listening to the story they're telling me or the information they're giving me wholeheartedly, I have to admit. I'm always listening to the tone beneath their tone. And I can immediately tell if they're embodied or not. The body, the human body, reveals itself through sound, tension, alignment, longing, truth. And in a 2-minute recording, which is what I ask my clients to make before I work with them, I can hear very clearly whether someone's voice is rising from the base or trapped in the head. And as AI voices multiply, many people have forgotten the feeling of sounding alive. Again, they think they're not enough. They think their voices are not powerful enough, colorful enough. It's another hesitation about their humanity. But no robot, no AI voice can ever replace a human voice, no matter how wonderful the technology becomes, because of the non-verbal communicative aspects, which no machine can imitate. The human voice comes from breath, muscle, and emotion. It doesn't come from meaning. Of course, meaning is a bonus. And if you're conveying information, of course, that's important. But there are so many ways we can gather information now from the internet. There's no reason for us to give information to people. I'd like to see human beings actually just talking from their heart, just communicating, and leave all the information gathering to the internet, to the computers. We need our humanity to be present now, of all times. So we must really consciously reclaim our natural resonance before it becomes extinct. And now is the time to do it. So there has never been a better time for embodiment. So just to repeat a little bit, so these ideas will stay with you, between 70 and 90% of meaning is carried without words, non-verbal. Eye contact, gesture, posture, distance, rhythm. These are the true syntax of connection. And as I mentioned, in Japan, often these nonverbal cues are either non-existent or need to be reawakened or retrained, and at all costs embodied. So that's what I've been doing for the last 20 years here in Japan. And another way to think about the breath is that it's a bridge between your human spirit and the words, the symbols that you say out loud. And each breath realigns your 4 compasses. My Lodestone practice consists of 4 compasses: the brain, brainstem, pineal gland, the heart and lungs, the solar plexus at the base of the breastbone, and the base chakra at the bottom of your spine. The breath realigns those. If we're breathing consciously and in an embodied way, then we can really start to recalibrate all our inner compasses. And when we speak from that kind of alignment, truth vibrates throughout any room and across any screen. The screen is not a barrier. If you use it properly, the screen can enhance your humanity, as it's doing now for me. I'm talking to you from my heart. I am truly embodied. My breath is supporting everything I say. And so you will pick this up through the screen. No problems. So, yes, sadly, today, most communication is about performance, being seen, sounding right, appearing successful. But true communication is about transmission, being fully present and allowing the message to arise through you. And in that moment, the words you use are really secondary, because your vibration, your unique vibration, is primary. So, before I leave you today, a little routine you can adopt whenever you're going to speak to a group or to anyone really in a meaningful way. Before you speak, pause, always. Feel your feet on the ground. Breathe slowly down your spine. Sense the vibration of your voice in your chest. Then let your voice emerge from stillness. Stillness is a superb communicator, along with silence. And so a skilled speaker will use both of those things to make an impact. So, communication here and now. It's not a technique. It's not a mindset. No. It's a way of being. It's the meeting of the body, the human spirit, and vibration in the single reality of this moment, right now. When we speak from here and now, others don't just hear, they feel us. Thank you so much for joining me today. I'm Linden Thorp. This is Lodestone Lunch. And I can see I've got some lovely comments here from May Nan Hoyen. Hi, May. Thanks so much. And thank you for listening to what I'm saying. And yes, May is saying from the heart. Yes, I can't communicate any other way. I'm a heart person. And I can show you how to communicate from the heart. Thank you so much, May, for joining us. Lovely of you to comment. I'm so glad to talk to you from my heart. And I hope you will remember this and remember some of the points I made. Yes, and May is really backing me up here. She's saying, sincere with authority and integrity in truth, releasing and letting go. So glad you tuned in, May. Thanks so much. Love it. Thank you. Okay, so thank you so much for joining me. And I'll be back again next Monday. If you'd like to come and join me in the studio, or you'd like to be in the audience and you'd like to register so you don't miss it and you can get the replays, then please use the link below this window. And see you next week. This is Linden Thorp on Lodestone Lunch. Thank you so much for joining me.